You know, I was looking at some life expectancy of the average American is 78 years old. Did you know the average expectancy of a porn star, someone in the porn business, is 37 years of age? That's their average life expectancy. It's similar to also some of the homosexual behaviors, or people who are homosexuals. Their life expectancy is cut short by a good 20 years because of that kind of behavior. And so the average life expectancy of a porn star is 37 years of age. Now let's talk about the sin of homosexuality for a moment here, because, you know, the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, a lot of times we look at that story where God rained down fire from heaven and destroyed it, and we think, well, that must be the worst sin of all. Well, it's not so much that it was the worst sin, it was just the last sin that they justified before the jig was up. Let's take a look at Ezekiel 16 and verse 49. It says, "Behold, this was the iniquity of your sister Sodom. Pride, fullness of bread, abundance of idleness was in her and her daughters. Neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and needy." So the first characteristic that led to this demise of this nation, it was not necessarily first homosexuality. The first thing, it was pride. And pride says, I don't need you, God. I can get along just fine without you. Look at what we have. That's the attitude of pride. But then it says they were also fullness of bread, and abundance of idleness was in her. That sounds like a typical American, does it not? Young people sitting around on their, I can't say that. Young people sitting around on their butts, wanting free stuff, wanting free college, Yeah, it sort of sounds like Americans, does it not? And then it says you didn't take care of the poor and needy. And listen, you don't take care of the poor and needy by giving them free stuff. It's like the saying, you teach a man how to fish instead of just giving him a bucket of fish, Here, have this, No, you teach him how to survive on his own. That's how you really help the poor and the needy. So these were the things that led to this Sodom and Gomorrah, their ultimate demise. In verse 50, it says, "And they were haughty and committed abomination," yes, referring to homosexuality, "before me. Therefore I took them away as I saw good." So my point is, homosexuality is not the worst sin. It's just the last sin that we accept and justify as a nation, which ought to make us shake in our shoes right now. The last sin, because we're on our way. It's the last sin that we justify and accept and legitimize as a nation.